Hello, folks, and welcome to our channel. So it's here, September, allegedly the start of autumn, when it is where I am in the Northern Hemisphere. And as I was coming in to do this reading, I thought this reading's going to all be about cozy and cozying on down and getting ready to release. And it is. We live seasonally, but don't lose faith in the light too quickly. Don't turn your back too quickly to the light. Now, in the autumn winter, there is always light. It's a different type of light. But yeah, the symbolism in that is quite powerful. Don't turn your back on the light and the sun too quickly. I think in this modern world that we live in, and it's very prevalent on social media as well, especially for content creators that live seasonally. I follow a lot of booktube stuff and I do booktube stuff, not a lot of it at all. Um, but there is like a lot of the autumnal content will start coming out now. And then the winter content can start coming out late October. And it's almost like we can't even digest the season that we're in now without thinking about the next one. So yes, the sun in the sky is changing, the energies are changing, the temperatures are changing, but there is still going to be elements of the sun. And bring that into your own story, into your own life. So what does September feel like for the collective? There's an energy of uncertainty around the world, and many people are allowing themselves to be caught up in it. And one of the reasons for that is a lack of self-awareness. When we have some form of lack of self-awareness, we can get caught up in all of the drama, the chaos, the conflict, etc. September feels like a month of many mistruths coming up. Many distracting energies. We must also remember that September is also eclipse season. So you'll be going that in your own personal way. We'll be going through it as a collective. It's about thinking twice and acting once. Interesting. It's about depth, not superficialness. It's about deep, meaningful actions, reactions, and conversations. Many of you will be starting to get fed up with the fickle and the shallow and the mundane, but also, as well, there can be great comfort in the mundane. Some people may think making a cup of tea is mundane, walking to the shop is mundane, but that is a different type of mundane. The mundane that I'm talking about is the eat, sleep, rave, repeat, where it's like, is this it to my life? The other mundane is actually vital for your grounding. People will often say, in order to ground, get into the woods. Very correct. Get onto the beach, get onto the sands, get grounded, get into the fields. And that's correct. Lay on the floor, cuddle a tree. It's all correct. But actually, some of the most powerful forms of grounding can be just getting on with your life, working, housework, cooking, cleaning, um, crafting. It's all around us. So, bringing in these different ways of being in September is going to be vital. Let's pull some cards for September. So, on a personal level, what we'll be going through personally, I suppose you can say that is collective as well. But this is, for example, when you meet someone at the bus stop and they say to you, I feel X, Y, and Z, or I'm going through X, Y, and Z at the minute, and you'll be like, I'm going through that as well, or something similar. What are we experiencing personally in September? And this deck is the Unfolding Path Tarot by Athene Noctua. And I'm also going to be using Magic of the Unicorns by Diana Cooper. I follow her on TikTok and I love it. I wish more people could be like her, more spiritual teachers could be like her. No pomp and ceremony, just nice videos. Anyway, let's get back to it. Oops. So, September. Personally, what we're personally exploring. That's interesting rather than facing, going through, unraveling. What are we exploring? Toppling. Ooh, I was going to say the tower moments and the cards. Of course, I'm going to say the tower because it kept falling and it has actually landed on the tower. So we're doing a lot of clearing. Often we see the tower in a tarot reading and it's like, and yes, that can be an element to it, a shock coming in. But ultimately, every shock in our life is a clearing. So personally, four cards, what are we looking at personally? Strength, the Queen of Wands, power, transmutation, Three of Pentacles, creation, death, oops, death and rebirth. And one more card is the Queen of Pentacles. We've got the Queen of Wands as well. So we are finding our strength. We may have had months, weeks, years, lifetimes of feeling weak and feeble, of feeling unsure of ourselves. I'm just scratching my leg if you're wondering. Of feeling unsure of ourselves, unsure of the way that our lives are going. But in September, we are creating, it's also harvest time. It is where I am in the UK. So for those of you where it is harvest time in your part of the world, we live in alignment with the seasons. We don't realize it. We got falsely programmed to come away from the seasons. But when the earth is being harvested and everything that she's provided, we are also harvesting. So we're in a period of deep harvesting. And what have we harvested with others? The good, the bad, and the ugly. But also recognition. I can get a little bit with the Three of Pentacles because I need recognition. We all need recognition. But this is about recognition coming away from ego. Nobody sees the work I did on that project. That's actually quite last year type energy. This is about all of us recognizing what each other brings to the table, not just in the workplace, but in the life place. This will help us to go through a big death and rebirth. Literally, in September, get ready to say goodbye to the old version of you. The old version of you needs to go. It needs to go with love and non-judgment. Because the new version of you, the older, wiser Queen of Pentacle, wants to come in at this point. So there is a lot of releasing. There's a lot of karma clearing. There's a lot of rebalancing. There's a lot of breath work going on. And that could be actual physical breath work that you're doing, but just we can heal in the breath, which is why breath work is really good. So you may find yourself more than normal or being mindful of your breath. You may find yourself being more mindful of the earth. You may find yourself being more aware of what you bring to the world, what you bring to your world. Let's do an oracle card or personal. Manifest your dreams, focus on your vision, seek satisfaction and contentment. And I've got I don't know what it is at the minute. Eyelash. Cosmic diamond, spread hope and joy, illuminate the world. Yes. So focus on your vision, seek satisfaction and contentment. So this isn't about the old-fashioned Three of Pentacles. Nobody sees what I do. I need a recognition now. That's shit, that. This is about actually having contentment in what you're doing. You may have a full day at work and nobody notices, or you think nobody notices, but you notice. And I think this goes deeper in as far as if you're wanting to be seen and recognized for what you bring to the table, it starts with you. But this is much more holistic and spiritual. And is everything in your life bringing you some form of contentment? As we transition through these energies, we're not going to be able to get away with what we did last time, or last time we were here, or whatever, because we're no longer going to be required to live, eat, sleep, rave, repeat lifetimes or lifestyles. We are going to be asked to live more fulfilling lives. And if we refuse to, that's our problem, nobody else's. And you'll be seeing that as well in people that are refusing to even step into this or whatever. It's becoming more and more their problem. And you'll find it in yourself, whereas before you would have jumped in to try and save them. Now you'll find yourself going, okay, you do you, I'll do me. Because you're also appreciating that they have the right to live the life that they want to. And at one point, somebody was looking at you like that, going, okay, get on with it. Right, collectively. So this is it's very similar, but let's have a look. The collective, what we're going to be doing as a collective, everyone together. What are we shifting as a collective? What are we shifting as a collective in September? The need to be right. Oof, God, where are we going to start with that, eh? Eight of Swords. Again, this ties into what we were saying before. Strength's coming in again. So, I am a victim. The world hates me. I have no power in my life. We're going to be asked to step out of that. So, maybe we're going to be put into situations where that old pattern would have come up. We're freeing and liberating ourselves from, in some cases, the self imposed prisons. Okay. Queen of Swords. We're using our air more mindfully. We've had these swords and we've been using them left, right, and centre and stabbing each other. And energetic, of course, unless you live in the ghetto, whatever. But you know what I mean? We've been using these swords and we've not really known how to. And speech as well. People just blurting their speech out at the minute and being toxic with their speech. In September, collectively, there's a change in this? Or is there a change in us with this? Also, as well, knowing exactly what you're going to put up with, having boundaries. So when someone starts to get toxic, past versions of ourselves would have gone, he's because I'm a bad person. And now you're going, this is your projection, matey. This is your stuff, your trauma, your darkness that you're trying to project onto another because you're not equipped to deal with it at present. We've dealt with it. We're dealing with it. We're clearing it. We're going from dark into light. Again, swords energy. And swords, again, Knight of Swords creation. In amongst this, collectively, we will have people amongst us trying to create more. We have to stay realistic in this journey of healing because there are many people that are refusing point blank to step onto an ascension path. They're refusing point blank to make it easy, as in doing the work. They're refusing. So there is going to be amongst this the truth of it. It's not all literally unicorns and glitter. There is aspects of that, but there's also a lot of very controversial energies out there that are rising and really getting triggered. We've got a lot of swords here. I'm going to do a clarifier, or am I going to see what comes after him? Yeah, Four of Cups. I'm not going to heal. I'm not going to learn. I don't want to go on ascension path. So what do we do with it? How do we deal with that? How do we deal with that? That's interesting. The page, no, that was the Page of Swords came up, but I shuffled it and went back in. The Page of Swords in this deck is a girl reading a book and learning. Two of Swords, choice, and Three of Swords. Are you going to stay in these situations or are you going to? I mean, there's options here. You either stay and try to save people, and that if you're in that energy of trying to save people, you're trapped. Okay, that's just ego. You can walk away, or you can just let them get on with it. Stop taking on other people's swords and other people's traumas and other people's misadventure, if that is a word. Stop taking on the collective trauma. There are many people, oh, it's going to be triggering. There are many people at the minute jumping on collective traumas, even traumas in different countries, and making them their own as a form of bypassing their own stuff. If I'm thinking about the latest family argument or the latest online argument, I don't have to look at myself. I don't have to, if I'm looking at another famous family, I don't have to look at my own family dynamics. There's a lot of that going on as well at this minute. So we've got all these swords, air energy clearing, knowing your truth, and being aware also when we can be like this, because it's okay saying, look at it, oh, with other people, because we can really see it with other people, but it's when we get to this as well. I do really keep feeling the big parting of the waves, not literal waves that they've been talking about. If somebody wants to stay in their self-imposed prison, you do not have to stay with them anymore. You do not have to save them. You do not have to rescue them. Save and rescue are the same thing, I know. You do not have to put up with it. Neither do you have to be cruel or even judge it. Just be aware of it, see it and go, yeah. Because again, like I said, there was a time when somebody looked at you, us like that. Collectively. It'll keep shuffling. Collectively. I am presence. Expand your stellar gateway. I am that I am. So I am, not they are. You're going to be able to, and I can see this already, and I'm sure many of you can. All of those that are going, they this, they are that, they're this, you're that, you're that. Those people are standing out like shit on a stick. I think that's a saying. I'm sure it is. Um, but what about the people that are saying, I am? And this isn't, I am a light worker. I am a healer. This is, I am toxic at times. I am controversial at times. I am difficult at times. So this is, I am of everything. When we spend more time, I am, rather than you are, that's when healing happens. Cosmic Pearl, expand your psychic gifts, open the gate to the angelic realms. Psychic gifts, sharpening. We've got the swords here, all of the traumas, the stories that we've been through are going to be helping to sharpen the psychic gifts. Remember what I always say on here, being psychic is not about predictions. That's a small element of it. Being psychic is so much bigger than being able to tell a prediction. Um, being psychic is a much more deeper thing. It can see many shades of grey when others just see black or white. It can see nuance. It can see all aspects of the truth and all truths within one truth. What is September going to be trying to teach us? I'm being told that September this year and September next year is a huge cycle. So there's a cycle here that we're healing, breaking, unraveling. And that will make sense next September. Okay. So it's almost like next September, September 2026, we look back and go, oh, I get it now. Yes. Okay, so more transition. Oh, that's what I wanted to show you. That was the card, Page of Swords. Learning. Learning from the traumas. Do you know what I mean? So what is September trying to teach us? To create and manifest, to keep going forward. to find balance, but also as well to not get caught up and lose ourselves in outer alignment energy. Victory, no matter what background you have, what backstory you have, we have the victory card. And stepping out of this energy, which is just doom and gloom and trauma, into the Two of Cups, which is self. I am. What if the reason why we go through depression is because we've got little or no sense of I am? Or we've got caught up in other I ams that are just outdated? There's more responsibility to us to get ourselves through things. This isn't about lack of community because the healthy communities are coming back on board. This is about wanting someone to save you. Um, that's going to be breaking away. What is September trying to teach us? Manifest your dreams again. Focus on your vision, seek satisfaction and contentment. Focus on your dreams, not toxicity, not left versus right, right versus right, right versus. Ooh, so is the right going to turn on the right, or right versus left? You know what I mean? Focus on manifesting your dreams. And the cosmic emerald, create perfect health, access divine abundance. Being healthy in mind, body, and soul, or as healthy as we can be in that moment. Because we must also remember that part of ascension is the physical purge, which can manifest itself as illness, aches, pains, etc. Doing all that we can to not be this. We've all been this, and there's elements of this still within us, but this is getting heavier now. So if we're stuck there, that is going to get really heavy. Or that part of us that just comes up for a play is going to be really heavy. What caused her to get to that, or him? Okay. Oops. King of Pentacles and Hierophant. She put her power in the wrong hands. This can also be the falling down of authority within the world, the belief systems that people had. The need to have someone that's going to come and save them or lead the way. The lack of trust through trauma, maybe being let down in relationships. Because at some point, their trauma, they turn their back on the Hierophant, the light, on the deeper spiritual meaning of all of it. But they can and will get that back if they just turn around and look at the Two of Cups, which is the self, the masculine and the feminine, and balance it. The Two of Cups card is the man and the woman with a cup, a heart level, like that, and they've got a cup and they're looking at each other. 3D, flatlining, you're going to meet someone, okay, at a higher level. It's about the internal world reflecting back. So if you're in an argument, there's something within you that has caused that. Truth, fact, there's something. Either it's caused it or needing to learn from something. Um, so this is where she has to turn around from the fallen relationships, the failures. And also as well, acknowledging your role in it. September is going to be about acknowledging your role in the chaos. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Please do like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.